Hello students, welcome to IFES and very good afternoon to all of you. So आज हम पढ़ने वाले हैं हमारा नेक्स्ट जो ब्रिटिश इंग्लिश या ब्रिटिश लिटरेचर का जो स्टेज था जिसको हम एज ऑफ चाउसर कहते हैं, उस एज के बारे में आज हम पढ़ने वाले हैं. सो वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी अबाउट द चाउसरियन एज. ओके, सो और यू कैन ऑल्सो कॉल इट एज एज ऑफ चाउसर. Okay, so you might already know who is Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer. His complete name is Geoffrey Chaucer, and he is considered as the father of literature. Okay, so he was the one who started with the British literature, or he was the one who started with the English literature basically. Okay, so you should know this person's name, you should know this name very well, and you should know everything about this person, Geoffrey Chaucer, because he plays very important role in the field of English literature. Okay, so his age was from 13th century. So yesterday we discussed about the old and middle English. So basically the time was less, so we could only discuss the old English. So in the old English, the age was from 500 AD till 1300 AD. Okay, so here the age of Chaucer is from 1300 AD from till 1400 AD. Okay, so yes, good afternoon Sakshi. Hello John. Okay, so yes, good afternoon John. So here is a quick reminder that we are starting our new batch from 27th of February. So if you haven't enrolled yourself in this course yet, do as soon as possible, because there are very limited seats. If you won't hurry up, then the seats will get full and you won't get admission in the course. Okay, and your study will be delayed because of not just doing it on time. Okay, and also subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends so that they won't miss their studies as you are not missing yours. So and subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon so that you will get notifications as soon as I post any new video, any notification, any live lecture series. Okay, and you will get notified time to time about all my lectures. Okay, yes, good afternoon Shweta. ओके, सो जॉन, आज का टॉपिक जो हम पढ़ने वाले हैं दैट इज एज ऑफ चाउसर. ओके, सो दिस टॉपिक इज आल्सो रिलेटेड टू ब्रिटिश लिटरेचर. सो कल हमने कहाँ से लिटरेचर का स्टार्ट हुआ था वो देखा. अब आज हम आगे बढ़ के जो चाउसर जब पैदा हुए थे, या चाउसर ने, जॉफ्री चाउसर ने जब से लिखना स्टार्ट किया था, वो एज पूरा का पूरा जानने वाले हैं. एंड जॉफ्री चाउसर के बारे में बेसिकली हम जानने वाली हैं. ओके, so here is age of Chaucer. Now what is this age of Chaucer all about? Let's understand this introduction of Chaucerian age. Okay, so इसमें हम क्या क्या स्टडी करने वाले हैं? We are going to study history, then we will be studying the background, then the theme, and then the style. Okay, so these are the four things. जैसे yesterday we studied about the old literature, जो एंग्लो सैक्सन एज है उसके बारे में जिस तरीके से हमने कल स्टडी किया था, उसी तरीके से आज हम चाउसरियन एज को स्टडी करने वाले हैं. Okay, so there were three major events happened in this particular age. मतलब 1300 to 1400 AD के बीच में तीन बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट्स हुए थे, जो बहुत ही यादगार इवेंट्स थे, जो कोई भी भूल नहीं पाया था. कोई भी ब्रिटेन का या यूरोप का कोई भी इंसान इन इंसिडेंट्स को भूल नहीं पाया था. ऐसे इंसिडेंट्स पहले हम जान लेते हैं. So the first incident that happened was 100-year war. तो ये जो वॉर थी ये पूरे 100 साल चली थी, 100-year war. Wasn't it a very big thing? So ये war was between England and France. Okay. Next was Black Death. ये भी एक बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट इवेंट है जो आपको पता होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. सो इट वाज इन 1747 एंड इट लास्टेड टिल 1351. ओके, सो ये जो ब्लैक डेथ था, द रीजन वाज द रैट्स. सो ब्लैक डेथ वाज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज प्लेग. सो प्लेग डिजीज की वजह से, प्लेग डिजीज जो है वो रैट्स की वजह से फैलता है. सो व्हाट हैपेंड एक्चुअली, सो दिस द डिजीज वाज स्प्रेड ऑल ओवर द यूरोप एंड इट टुक hundreds and thousands of lives. Okay, so that's why it was called as Black Death. It started in 1347 and it lasted till 1351. So can you imagine? So it was there for 4 years. 4 साल तक एक बीमारी चल रही थी. And this whole disease was not only for the self, but it was spreading rigorously, so vigorously. So you could see that how dangerous and disastrous the whole situation might be. Okay. I'm sorry. It was similar to the one which we are facing right now, that is the corona pandemic. So in this also we face so many problems, right? And even now, even after 2-3 years, we are still going through through all these things. We are facing all the health issues. So this was the same thing at that particular time, which was said as Black Death. Okay. And the third important event that took place was Peasants' Revolt. Okay, so what was this Peasants' Revolt? It started in 1381. Okay, so the main people, those who were involved in this Peasants' Revolt were Wat, Taylor and John Bang. Okay, so this was something that Tower of London was captured. So remember this, that Tower of London was captured. So this was peasant, मतलब जो हमारे farmers होते हैं वो. Okay, so peasant लोगों ने revolt किया था because the Tower of London was captured. ठीक है, so these were the things which are very important. Then there are a few more things that you should consider. जैसे कि Battle of Crecy 1346 में जो हुआ था. Then Battle of Poitiers and then Battle of Agnicourt. Okay, please just check whether the spellings might be something else. There might be slight spelling mistake, but you can correct it. Then 1453. Okay, so these were the 3 important battles that took place England versus. So it was in 100-year war जो चली थी. So in the 100-year war, these were the 3 wars that took place. So yeah, England versus France was this war going on between these 2 countries. Okay, so this is something you need to remember. when you are studying for age of Chaucer. Now, there are some other things as well that you should remember whenever you are studying for age of Chaucer or Chaucerian age. That is, English became the language of court in 1362. So what is the language of court? So language of court means English was used in the court. So wherever the court is going on or in the justice system, there English was being spoken or English was accepted. English was the language which was used. Okay. Then English also became the language of parliament in 63, and language in which school teaching happened in 1386. Okay, so English को इस तरीके से recognition मिलता गया. So you can see how the English is evolving day by day. Language of court in 1362. Then it also became language of parliament in 1363, and then language in which school teaching happened in 1386. Okay, so these are the three important things that you need to remember. कौन-कौन से year में क्या-क्या हुआ था. Okay, so in year 1362, English was accepted as the language of court. Then in 1363, it became the language of parliament. And in 1386, English was used in the schools. Okay, school teaching. Now we will talk about Geoffrey Chaucer. So Geoffrey Chaucer, सबसे पहली एंड सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज अगर आपको जॉफ्री चाउसर के बारे में कुछ पता होनी चाहिए, so that is Chaucer was called as फादर ऑफ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर. यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स बहुत कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं. मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स थिंक दैट शेक्सपियर इज द फादर ऑफ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर, बट नो स्टूडेंट्स. और आपकी यूजीसी प्रीवियस ईयर जो क्वेश्चंस थे उसमें भी ये सवाल पूछा गया था दैट हु इज द फादर ऑफ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर, एंड द ऑप्शंस वर जॉफ्री चाउसर, देन देयर वाज आल्सो ऑप्शन ऑफ शेक्सपियर, देन देयर वर टू मोर ऑप्शंस. But most of the students marked as Shakespeare, but the correct answer is Geoffrey Chaucer. Okay, remember this. Then he was the first poet to be buried in the Poets' Corner. He was the first poet to be buried in the Poets' Corner. So Poets' Corner करके एक जगह थी जहाँ पे जो पोएट और जो बहुत जाने माने लोग होते थे, people used to bury them there. So Geoffrey Chaucer was the first one, okay, who was buried in the Poets' Corner. Then Chaucer was aided by the three successive British kings. मतलब he was aided as in he was supported, means he got, मतलब he supported these three kings. Okay, who were these three kings? ब्रिटिश किंग्स। कौन कौन थे? सबसे पहले जो थे वो थे एडवर्ड द थर्ड, सेकंड रिचर्ड द सेकंड, एंड देन हेनरी द फोर्थ। ओके, ये तीन लोग थे whom Chaucer aided successfully British kings. These were the successfully British kings. Okay, then Chaucer's life is divided into 3 ages. कौन कौन से ये 3 एजेस है उनको हम जानते अच्छे से। तो चाउसर की जो लाइफ है पूरी की पूरी वो 3 एज में बटी हुई है। किस तरीके से बटी हुई है वो देखते हैं। जैसे देखो, सो देयर आर 3 पीरियड्स। फर्स्ट वन जो है पीरियड 1, दैट इज द फ्रेंच इन्फ्लुएंस। योर फ्रेंच वर इन द इन्फ्लुएंस। ओके, सो ये एज थी 1343 से लेके 1370 तक की। ओके, सो हियर वर्कड एज पब्लिक सर्वेंट। सो यहाँ पे चाउसर का काम क्या था? चाउसर वर्कड एज अ पब्लिक सर्वेंट। सेकंड या फिर ऑल्सो या एंड ही वेंट टू फाइट इन द 100-year वॉर इन फ्रांस। सो ये भी चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है फ्रॉम द एग्जाम परस्पेक्टिव। यू शुड नो दिस अबाउट जॉफ्री चाउसर, दैट जब ये 100-year वॉर चल रही थी, सो जॉफ्री चाउसर वाज द वन सोल्जर हु वेंट इन दैट पर्टिकुलर वॉर एंड फाइटेड from the France. Okay, so he fighted in France. So he went to fight in the 100-year war. In France. Okay, so this was the first period that he went through. Then second जो स्टेज थी उनकी, जैसे एज जो जिसमें वो थे, that was Italian period. Okay, so this was the period 2. So Italian period was from 1370 till 1385. Okay, he served as controller of customs. तब वो क्या काम करते थे? Served as controller of customs. So that was his job. Also served as also married to Philippa Roche. तो आप देखिए उनकी शादी कब हुई थी? इन 1370 एंड 1385 के बीच में हुई थी। So when you are studying the age of Chaucer, these are the things that you should remember. And third is period 3, that is English period. Okay, this period was from 1385 till 1400. Okay, so served as justice of poet. What is the meaning of justice of poet? Means he actually gave justice to all the poets. There were poets earlier too, but they were not very well known. So Geoffrey Chaucer gave them the recognition with him. And member of parliament. So he was also the member of parliament. Okay, so remember this. Okay, so this is something you should know when it comes to life of Chaucer. Okay, now there are a few more things that we should understand or we should know. That is the important works of Geoffrey Chaucer. So there were few things which you should remember when it comes to the work of Geoffrey Chaucer. There were so many फेमस वर्क्स विच इज रिटन बाय जॉफ्री चाउसर जो आपको पता होने बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि इन किसी भी पोयम में से किसी भी वर्क में से आपको क्वेश्चंस पूछे जा सकते हैं. ओके, सो इज फर्स्ट एंड वेरी मोस्ट known thing you could say, or work you could call as Romance of Rose. सबसे पहले किसके बारे में बात करने वाले हैं हम? रोमांस ऑफ रोज. What is this Romance of Rose? So it's a French allegorical poem and it is the translation, and translation was written by Chaucer. Okay, allegorical dream है basically ये. So what is this? Allegory. I hope you all know what is allegory. It's a poetic device, French allegory. And इसका जो ट्रांसलेशन है वो किसने लिखा है? जॉफ्री चाउसर ने लिखा है. ओके, नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वर्क इज बुक ऑफ डचेस. So what is this book of Duchess? So it is the death of Blanche of Manchester. So ये एक important work है जॉफ्री चाउसर का. Then House of Fame. What is the House of Fame? So it is unfinished poem written by Geoffrey Chaucer, जो poem पूरी नहीं हुई थी. And there is one line which is very important in the poem which you should remember, क्योंकि आपको एग्जाम में इसी तरह की लाइन्स दी गई होंगी पोएम्स की, एंड उसके ऊपर सवाल पूछे गए होंगे कि ये पोएम किसने लिखी है, who is the writer of this poem, who is the poet of this poem, or what is the poetic device used in this poem, what is the figure of speech used in this poem, what is the tone of this poem. All these type of questions are going to be asked from the poem itself. So you should know few of the lines. One of the line from House of Fame is that poet falls asleep and finds himself in glass temple in his dream. Okay, so this is a parody written in this poem. Okay, so you should know this thing. Then fourth important work written by Geoffrey Chaucer is Annalita and Archive. So this is the queen of Armenia, Annalita. उनका नाम है ये. Influence of Italian literature. So this is the influence of Italian literature. So this he wrote this particular work of art when in his second period. Okay, जब Italian influence बहुत ज़्यादा चल रहा था, that time he wrote this particular poem. okay, and lovers complain motive in this poem. इस poem में क्या किया गया है, lover ने क्या किया है, motive क्या है प्यार करने का या जो भी, तो उसके ऊपर complain की है. Lovers complain motive, complain about the motive in this poem. Next one is Parliament of Fowls. Fowls मतलब क्या होता है, birds होते हैं. That is the birds. So this poem basically talks about the birds talking to each other, and it is a dream vision. Valentine's Day is for lovers. So in this poem it is said that Valentine's Day is for the lovers, and this particular day is to be celebrated. ओके एंड आपने देखा होगा कि अभी रिसेंटली ही वैलेंटाइंस डे हो चुका है. सो यू कुड कनेक्ट विथ दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग दैट वैलेंटाइंस डे इज फॉर द लवर्स एंड इट हैज टू बी सेलिब्रेटेड is what this particular poems talk about. Okay, and in this poem the birds are talking, means this is a hypothetical thing, it is not going to happen, but this is a dream vision. Okay, so that is why it is imaginative, that birds are talking to each other. Okay, and it is dream vision. Then next is Troilus and Cressida. So this is a tragic story of lovers, Troilus and Cressida. So ये दोनों lovers है, Troilus एक lover है and Cressida, which is set against the backdrop of war during the siege of Troy. Okay, so ये एक लवर की कहानी है जिसमें वो उनका प्यार, दिस इज अ ट्रैजिक स्टोरी. सो यू माइट नो कि ट्रैजिक स्टोरी मतलब क्या होता है कि जिसमें ट्रेजेडी इन्वॉल्व होती है, कुछ ना कुछ, इट इज नॉट द हैप्पी एंडिंग. ओके, तो जैसे अगर आपने हिंदी मूवीज के अगर आप फैन होंगे या बॉलीवुड मूवीज के अगर आप फैन होंगे, सो यू शुड, इफ यू हैव सीन द मूवी, which movie should I tell it to you, Ishaq Zade maybe, or Ram Leela. So in these kind of movies it is the tragic ends, right? So where the actor and actress both die, or the lovers die in the end. So this is the tragic story. So this is the same theme is also applied here in Troilus and Cressida. So these both lovers have a tragic story. Okay, so which was during the war period. During siege of Troy. So composed by Rhyme Royal and originally by Howard. So ये किसने compose की थी? By Rhyme Royal ने, and it was originally written by Howard. Okay, so you have to know this thing. So इसके बारे में आप डिटेल में और पता कर सकते हैं if you have time. Then Legend of Good Women. So in the form of dream vision, the first book to use iambic pentameter. Now what is an iambic? So इसकी book के first जो part है उसमें iambic pentameter use हुआ है. So what is iambic pentameter? So iambic pentameter is 5 metrical flick, each consisting of one short syllable. Okay, so इसमें क्या होता है, 5 चीजें होती है. So 5 metrical feet का ये poem होती है, and where it has one short syllable, okay, of one short or unstressed syllable followed by one long syllable. एक short syllable होता है, उसके बाद एक long syllable वाला वर्ड्स जिसमें होते हैं, ऐसे को हम iambic pentameter कहते हैं. I'm going to explain this concept of pentameter and iambic pentameter in detail when we are studying all the poetic devices, okay? But for the time being, just remember that this particular poem, Legend of Good Women, is iambic pentameter used in it, okay? So इसको जब मैं डिटेल में बताऊंगी, so you can find such kind of poetic devices on your own. But अभी तक के लिए तो इतना याद रखिए, okay? So here virtues of women and good deeds are talked. So इसमें virtues of women क्या होने चाहिए, या कैसे औरतों ने क्या अच्छे काम करने चाहिए, या क्या अच्छे काम करती हैं औरतें बेसिकली, इन सब के बारे में बात की गई है. So this is the series of 10 stories, okay? 10 stories in a sections. And stories are basically of legendary women. So जिन लोगों ने, जिन औरतों ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है, जैसे आपने देखा होगा कि रानी लक्ष्मीबाई, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है, ओके? सो उनके बारे में जब हम कहानी लिखते हैं, सो उन कहानी, उस टाइप की कहानी दिस लेजेंड ऑफ गुड विमेन में लिखी गई है, ओके? सो दिस इज द कंपोजिशन ऑफ 10 different stories. Like Cleopatra. So उस जमाने की कौन कौन सी legendary women थी? Cleopatra एक थी. Then Queen of Dido. Queen of Dido भी एक और बहुत ही important legendary women है, woman है, sorry, जिनको बहुत याद किया जाता है हमेशा. Then literary term for this kind of poem is palinode, okay? So remember this. Then one more important work, and the most important, most known work is Canterbury Tales. तो कैंटरबरी टेल्स, ये टॉपिक के ऊपर अब तक बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए हैं. सो ये इस पोएम को, कैंटरबरी टेल्स को, इट्स नॉट एग्जैक्टली पोएम, इट्स अ टेल्स एज इन स्टोरीज. सो टेल मतलब स्टोरीज होती है. सो दिस इज अ कलेक्शन ऑफ डिफरेंट स्टोरीज, बट ये इनकम्प्लीट वर्क रह गया था चाउसर का. बट वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड, वी शुड नो, वी शुड लर्न अबाउट दिस कैंटरबरी टेल्स इन डिटेल. सो वी आर गोइंग टू डू इट, क्योंकि ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है और इसके ऊपर बहुत सारे सवाल पूछे जाते हैं आपके एग्जाम में, ओके? Okay, so let's discuss what is Canterbury Tales. So Canterbury Tales is Geoffrey Chaucer's magnum opus. Now what is magnum opus? Magnum opus means it's the masterpiece of Geoffrey Chaucer. Or masterpiece of Geoffrey Chaucer, okay? So this was so beautifully written, or this was so beautifully constructed. The idea was such wonderful that it became the masterpiece or magnum opus of Geoffrey Chaucer, okay? So it is a collection of 24 stories. 24 stories का ये collection है. Then he initially intended to write 120 stories, okay? मतलब उसे 120 stories लिखनी थी. But he died in between. died before he could complete these stories. So these stories are basically something कि जो बहुत ही important part था जॉफरी चाउसर के, मतलब जो भी उन्होंने उनका लिटरेचर लिखा था उसमें सबसे important अगर कुछ माना जाता है so that is Canterbury Tales. Okay, so you should remember this. He wanted to write 120 stories but he died, so he could write only 24 stories. So इस Canterbury Tales में कितनी stories है? 24 है, but ideally उन्हें कितनी लिखनी थी? 120 लिखनी थी, but because he died he couldn't complete all the stories. So what was the idea behind all these tales? Okay, so I'll explain that. So these stories were told as a part of storytelling contest. Okay, so basically कैसा था? I'll explain to you in Hindi so that you will have a better idea. So क्या था कि एक group of people थे. So there were different groups of people. Total there were 30 pilgrims. Okay, so 30 लोग थे जो एक pilgrim पे जा रहे थे. Okay, so they were on the journey, कि वो एक पिलग्रिम पे जाने वाले थे. ओके, सो उस जर्नी के दौरान वो so there will be 29 people who will listen the story and one will be the narrator जो story बताएगा. So how was the whole case कि यहाँ पे हर एक को एक एक स्टोरी बतानी होती थी. ओके, सो everyone has to tell one story and so 30 लोग हैं, so they will tell or keep on telling different stories. Okay, while going and also while coming. So उनको दो telling 2 stories each. So दो stories, मतलब जाते टाइम एक स्टोरी बतानी है और आते टाइम एक स्टोरी बतानी है. ओके, so this was something that you should know. So this was basically the thing that you should remember कि कैसे था कि there were 30 people all over. So they were going on a voyage. So that was the journey. उनको एक pilgrim पे जाना था. So इसीलिए वो जब travel कर रहे थे, so for the entertainment purpose they decided to tell stories. So जाते time they will tell one story each. Okay, so everyone has to tell one story while going and also while coming. Okay, so this was the case there. But now what happened that so contest who were moving from London to Canterbury, अब वो कहाँ से कहाँ travel कर रहे थे? London to Canterbury. Okay, so remember this. And why they were traveling so far? To visit the shrine of Sir Thomas Becket. Okay, so the motive, अब आपको क्या पता चल गया Canterbury Tales का कि वो so whole this situation, so they all were traveling from London to Canterbury. Why they were traveling? To visit the shrine of Sir Thomas Becket. Okay, उनको उनके shrine को मिलने वो वहाँ पे जा रहे थे. Remember this much as of now. And while the journey, what they were, so there are all there were in total 30 pilgrims, 29 pilgrims and one narrator. So they will be telling 2 stories each while going and also while coming. Okay, so yes, so ideally one story उनकी 24 stories ही वो लिख पाए, but he wanted to write 120 stories. So now okay, so we have some comments here. Okay, it's very good Pratik that आपको समझ में आ रहा है. Okay, thank you so much John. Okay, so we have let me just answer comment from Dhaval that ma'am कोई protagonist या characters याद रखने होते हैं. yes, you have to remember, मैं अभी आपको बताने वाली हूँ कि there is so in this Canterbury Tales there is not one particular protagonist, okay, so there are different people here, so everyone has their own different role to play here, so कोई एक protagonist यहाँ पे नहीं है, and though the whole story was kept incomplete, though the whole Canterbury Tales work was not completed, we cannot actually call one person as the protagonist, okay, but there are few people who were important, so I am going to tell all the names of all those people, all those persons, so that you can remember. So these are the people who all are important from the exam perspective, okay. So now let's just talk about them. So कौन कौन important pilgrims थे वो देखिए अब यहाँ पे important. Knight, first one was the knight who was very important, then a squire, then so who is a squire? Squire is a person who is with the knight, so you can say he is the helper for the knight, okay. Then the knights Yemen, then the pioneers, then the second nun, then the monk, then the Herbert, then the merchant, then the clerk, so I am telling you all the 30 names, okay, so remember all the 30 names right now, and you can, so what is your homework for today? You have to find the character sketch of each and every pilgrim, okay, so this is something you need to remember for today. Then the man of law, okay, wait, then I'll not write here. Man of law and the clerk. Then the Franklin. Why I am writing it down? Because so that you can also copy it down and you can remember each and every name. The weaver, then the dyer. So these are the people who were together, okay, for the whole journey. The carpenter, then tapestry maker, then the haberdasher, then the cook, then the sheepman, then the physician, then wife of Beth, okay, then the parson, then the miller, then the manciple, then the reeve, then the summoner, then the pardoner, then the canon, then the canon's yeoman, then artisite, and palamon. Okay, so these are the 30 pilgrims and इन्हें आपको पता करना बहुत जरूरी है. So you have to find out all the characteristics of all these people. Okay, so when you will actually read about the Canterbury Tales, when you will read that particular work, I am giving you just the background, or just I am telling you the summary what is there in the Canterbury Tales. But when you will actually read that particular Canterbury Tales, then you will understand it in a better way. Okay, and you will also understand the stories which are there. So all the 24 stories. Okay, so this is what you have to remember about Canterbury Tales. अब इसमें tales कौन से? So name of the host. So Harry Bailey. There are 3 social groups, that is nobility, then church and commoners. Okay, so these are the 3 things you should remember. And what were the tales? There were different tales. कौन से tales थी उसमें? Knight's Tale, ओके सबसे पहले नाइट्स टेल थी. इसमें अबाउट 2 फ्रेंड्स फ्रॉम टिविस टोल्ड इन हीरोइक कपलेट. सेकेंड वॉज रीव टेल. आपको इन सारे टेल्स के बारे में पता करना है. देन वाइफ ऑफ बेट्स टेल, then prioress tale, then a nun priest tale, okay. So ये कुछ है जो important चीजें. These are the things, these are the tales which you should remember from the Canterbury Tales. Okay, so this was it from today's session. So these are the most important works of Geoffrey Chaucer, and this was the age of Geoffrey Chaucer, which was very important. And this was age of Chaucerian age, जिसे कहा जाता है. It started from 13th AD and it lasted till 14th AD. Okay, so this was it for today's session. इसको रिवाइज कीजिए. हर एक जो भी चीजें मैंने बताई है उसके डिटेल में जाके उसके बारे में स्टडी करने की कोशिश कीजिए. And meet me tomorrow at the same time to study new topic, okay, related to British English. So let's meet tomorrow at the same time on the same channel. Until the time we meet next, happy learning.